Hello and welcome back to the 10 Weather Impact Show. I'm meteorologist Lily Aldrich.
And I'm meteorologist Aaron White. It's been a busy couple of weeks for us here in the weather centers. We've been talking about, all the active weather with flooding, tornadoes, finally enjoying the break. It's been nice.
It's been a very interesting August, to say the least. We've had a lot going on here, especially it's been nice. The last few days kind of felt a little bit like fall.
Right? I mean, we had temperatures in the 50s. A couple places dipped into the upper 40s in the morning. So nice little fall preview here the last couple of days, and we'll still be tracking some pretty quiet weather here as we go through the forecast. But as we talk about the tornadoes especially, I mean, how busy it's been. We've been putting this tornado count together. If you want to take a look at this and how many tornadoes there have been, 40 tornadoes so far this year,
which,
well above normal.
Yeah, well above what normal, like you said, Aaron. And it's kind of an interesting graphic to see how spread out everything kind of has been.
Yeah.
You see that concentration kind of on the left side of, or the westward side of Ohio, but for the most part, seeing a little bit more of activity. Is this around normal for this time of year?
At least for the number of tornadoes, I mean, we are way above normal, which of course, we started off the year with a little bit of activity back in March, but then it really picked up here the last couple of months. And I want to talk more about August specifically, Lily. We've had 15 tornadoes, and that is actually tied for the second most number of tornadoes in the month of August.
Oh, wow.
So it has been a busy month, and we are still waiting for the National Weather Service to still do some more assessments of some damage in parts of Ohio with the storms, back on August 11th and other storms here over the last couple of weeks. So it is possible that that number could rise once the National Weather Service releases some more of their damage assessments, and we'll have that for you here on 10 TV streaming and of course on 10 TV. But let's talk about our forecast, because that's also been nice here as we've had all the sunshine today. Temperatures getting up into the upper 70s now, on our way to the low 80s here for this afternoon. Winds are light, less than 5 miles per hour, so not really much to worry about here for today. Just a few scattered clouds coming through, and later on though, things will start to change a little bit because we are watching a small system coming through that's going to kick off some showers and storms later on today. But that's going to happen up in parts of Indiana, northern Indiana, southern Michigan, and northwestern Ohio. But as those storms kind of build to the south and east, they're going to lose some steam, but we could still see a couple showers making their way through, maybe a rumble of thunder closer to, I would say, after sunset. So 10, 11, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, a few scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder passing on through. We'll see another chance for tomorrow afternoon, mainly south of Interstate 70. Just a couple spotty showers. A lot of us not really going to see much here as we go through the next 24 hours. And then not tracking any rain chances the next few days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Rain chances do pick up as we get into early next week, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. So we will have to watch for that. But right now, no strong indications of a lot of rain or any potential severe weather. But of course, as we see temperatures warming up, which we'll have a look at in just a moment for early next week, getting closer to 90, heat, maybe a little bit more humidity, that could lead to some storms. And of course, there always is a potential this time of year that we could get a couple stronger thunderstorms as well. So we'll watch that closely here for next week. But as we look at the satellite radar picture, we got those scattered clouds building through Ohio right now. Couple showers really falling apart there, and then some storms actually well to our west, now developing in eastern parts of Illinois, about to move into Indiana. That is that next system, but as I mentioned, it is going to really fall apart as we head into tonight. So any potential for severe weather really focused across this area in yellow from Toledo, Fort Wayne, northwest of Indianapolis. Storms will develop in this area. Could become severe, large hail, damaging wind gusts, and can't even rule out a tornado for these areas, especially in northern Indiana. And then those storms will start to build to the east. But notice the risk area going from level 2 to level 1 to nothing. So storms will weaken as they make their way towards us. And then by tomorrow, system starts to push off to the east and really takes any threat for storms and activity well away from us. So a couple showers are possible, but that's probably about it. So as we go through the hour-by-hour forecast here, going through this evening, scattered clouds, maybe an isolated shower, and then those storms out west, again, those fall apart pretty quickly. So maybe a couple showers, a rumble of thunder possible as we look ahead to parts of northern Ohio, up around Mansfield, Bucyrus, and north of there. But all that really falls apart. And then tomorrow, a couple showers are possible in the afternoon. Otherwise, we should see a mix of sun and clouds and temperatures back up into the lower 80s. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast showing highs staying in the lower 80s as we go through the next several days. More sunshine here by Friday and into the start of the weekend. We'll see plenty of sunshine here through our Saturday and Sunday, and you'll notice those temperatures starting to get warmer back to the mid 80s on Sunday. And then Lily, we're talking about maybe 89 degrees at least for both Monday and Tuesday, but a sign that, summer still wants to hold on just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, it is still August. We are right about to get into the beginning of meteorological fall, which I am thankful for. That just comes in right around
next week. A little cool down, yeah. We're ready for that.
We've had a couple nice days of some pleasant weather, and thankfully we're getting a little bit back into the end of summer, we would say.
Yeah, so I mean, things could start to pick up back up a little bit, and of course, as we get into September, we can still have some busy weather, of course, more rain chances, and even potential for some storms. So we'll have to watch that, but for right now, we can just enjoy the sun.
We enjoy the sun. I like to hear it. Well, we've had more pleasant weather over the last few days here, but that's not the case for everyone.
Yeah, actually, in Dover, Delaware, they're actually cleaning up after an EF1 tornado struck actually part of that area. Neighbors are coming together to help those recover from basically from that tornado. Adriana Myers reports.
Dover is still piece by piece putting itself back together. And for some, the cleanup is more difficult.
We were rerouted and came home and saw all the damage in the yard. That it took down some of our older trees.
Large limbs now cover the backyard at the home of Kathy Krusco and her husband, but for them, the challenge is not just what the storm left behind, it's how to clean it up.
It's too much for us, so we're just not sure where to go from here.
From Chopper 16, the storm's path is still visible. The damage spans from the motels along Route 13 to the Kraft Heinz Industrial Building. And at Dover Little League, cleanup has yet to begin.
That scoreboard to me just is worth 1,000 words. For those steel I-beams to be twisted like that is really impressive.
Edward Seidel stopped by the park to take pictures, trying to capture what the storm did to a place he knows means so much to Dover.
And it makes it all seem very, very real.
Dover Little League leaders say the fields may be damaged, but the storm could not touch the legacy built here, or the community standing behind it. The road to recovery will take time, but across Dover, from backyards to ball fields, the work of rebuilding is already underway.
Thankfully, over the last few days, we've been able to avoid the major heat here. Our pattern now begins to shift to warmer temperatures coming up from out the west.
Yeah, I mean, it was bound to happen again. The heat builds back in, and those actually out in California have been seeing the extreme heat with a heat dome sitting over the southwest. Here's reporter Lori Perez.
I'm originally from Houston, Texas.
You know it's hot when a gal from Houston says she's feeling it on the west side.
It's like, wow, it feels like home.
We caught up with Stacy Walcott at her beachside home, where she says normally having no AC is okay. With the breeze off the water and the marine layer, a lot of coastal houses and apartments don't have air conditioning.
But for this time, I had to buy 2 units because as a woman of a certain age. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's hot. Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable. Seal Beach city leaders have opened up a coastal cooling center for the first time since 2023. They'll keep it open all week at the Tennis and Pickleball Center and say even if it stays pretty empty, as it was today, it's an important signal, especially in a community with many seniors.
Even opening the cooling center acknowledges how hot it is, and is a cue for people to go check on their neighbors, check on the elderly family, anyone that might be susceptible to the heat.
Summer crowds lingering on the sand in Redondo Beach are feeling the heavy humidity too. It's better than roasting inland, but not the fresh air that usually greets them.
How would you describe the weather right now?
Probably the best it's been all day.
For others, staying cool is a case of mind over matter, keeping in mind it could be even worse.
Back east, it's 100 degrees and 120 humidity. So this is pleasure.
I've been to like Asia, and that's much worse. It's like an oven, kind of.
Take it from Andrew Beltran from Coachella.
This is no heat compared to what's over there.
He says there's no such thing as beating the heat, there's just bearing it.
It's more about just staying inside, staying indoors, trying to drink as much water as you can, and, just enjoy the day inside.
Just about 88% of Minnesota is either experiencing abnormally dry or drought conditions.
Yeah, they've been dodging a lot of the rain up there in the upper Midwest, and a Minnesota state climatologist says that the state should act now while there's still a choice. Uba Ali spoke with him.
Something you can notice in your own backyard. Yellow grass, dry soil, and not enough rain to soak the ground.
It's probably the worst drought we've had since 2021.
Right now, almost half of our state is in severe drought.
What we need is repeated rainfalls, a wet pattern, if you will, where we get, 3 to 4 to 5 inches above normal precipitation over a period of about 4 to 5 weeks.
State climatologist Luigi Romolo says some swaths of the state need more than others. North central Minnesota has been dealing with repeated drought for years, leaving less water stored up.
We're about half a year's worth of precipitation below normal over the last 4 to 5 years.
In Ottertail County, river levels are so low, tubers are forced to stay on land instead of flowing downstream. In Minneapolis, the roaring Minnehaha Falls is down to this. 5 watersheds remain in the drought warning response phase, meaning conservation measures must be in place. Rush City, Oakdale, Brooklyn Center, Burnsville, and Edina have watering restrictions in place.
We can't be just conserving water when we're in drought. We need to be conserving water at all times.
Romolo says Minnesota is expected to become warmer and wetter in the future. That sounds like good news, but will it offset the water demand?
It's not a bottomless pit. There is a limit to how much water there is in Minnesota.
For now, the message is simple. Be mindful.
Take shorter showers. Don't run the water when you're shaving or brushing your teeth.
And finally today, we want to check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. And this one is coming up. A tropical storm system could be developing in the Atlantic. And the next name on the list actually is named Dolly, and it actually has no relation to the late Dolly Parton, of course, her passing yesterday. Hurricane names rotate every 6 years with the exception of when names do become retired. So they actually determined that name Dolly several years ago, and again, no correlation to the late Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Dolly became a hurricane name back in 1996 when it replaced the name Diana in the rotation. Colorado's Centennial Airport has temporarily also hired a bunch of four-legged furry employees. More than 300 goats are being used to help clear vegetation in spots near runways. Officials say they want to discourage wildfires from airfield to minimize wildfire risk.
Yeah, the owner of Goat Bros says his animals have already eaten about 10 acres worth of vegetation. His goats are expected to spend a week at the airport. So pretty cool to see how they're using that to, kind of suppress the vegetation and overall maybe suppress some wildfires in the future out there.
Definitely a good take. Well, let's take one final look over at our forecast here in Central Ohio.
Yeah, we're still, of course, looking good here for the rest of today. We got the sunshine out there, a few scattered clouds. Should get up to about 82 degrees. We're roughly right about there into the upper 70s and low 80s across the area. Still around 82 for the next couple of days all the way through Saturday. We got more sunshine. Watching that chance for some showers, maybe a storm here tonight. Another chance as we get into tomorrow afternoon, mainly across southern Ohio, south of I-70, and then not tracking any rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got that sun shining, and then as we heat things up into next week, back to the upper 80s near 90, we'll likely see some more humidity, and that could trigger a couple showers and maybe a thunderstorm here Monday and more so Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. But summer wants to hold on a little bit longer, so we'll have to deal with some more heat as we get into next week.
I'm taking a look at those overnight temperatures as well. We're back in the 60s, and I was loving those 50s and 40s we've had over the last week.
Yeah, I was wondering about that when we were looking at the forecast for Monday morning and for Tuesday morning. I'm like, yeah, we'll get to the 50s, but I'm like, is somebody going to get to the 40s? And Urbana, Monday morning, 46 degrees. So almost a little chill, but it's refreshing.
I'll take it. And I'm looking forward to a drier weekend. I feel like we haven't had a completely dry weekend in a little while.
Every weekend's had some storms, had some severe weather. So this weekend, we're not tracking any of that. It's going to be nice and quiet. So get outside, enjoy the sunshine here later on this weekend. So that's going to do it for us here today on the 10 Weather Impact Show. Coming up later on this afternoon, Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer's in with the latest forecast. Of course, talk about tonight's showers and storms, and then that perfect weekend ahead. So
looking
until
good.
then, yeah, you can catch more news and weather online at 10tv.com.